Hello, everyone. This is Dre. Welcome to Yourself.Podcast. I just have a disclaimer that I do have to share with you before we begin. If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health issues, please call or text 988. That's to reach the Crisis Lifeline Center. And that is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for free and confidential support. Today we will be joined by our guest. His name is Rick, and he is actually a blind-sighted artist. So he should be joining us within the few minutes. And I'm hoping that everybody is doing well today, enjoying the fall weather. I know that out in the Midwest they're having some heavy weather, and I hope this reaches you, and I hope you're keeping warm and safe off the roads. Please subscribe. I know you hear it a million times from a million YouTubers, but please subscribe to Yourself.Podcast. We're also available on TikTok and Instagram. And my hair is being crazy today, and it just keeps wanting to magnetize to my face. So we'll have to be dealing with that all day long. So here is our guest, Rick. How you doing, Rick? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine, my friend.
All right. Well, I'm so glad to see you today, and I'm so happy that you were willing to join us and kind of, give us your point of view on things. I kind of gave our listeners a little bit of an intro about you, that you are a blind-sighted artist. Is that correct?
Yep.
Um, can you tell us a little bit about your vision issues, and like how did that start? Were you born that way, or was there an accident that happened, or?
Yeah, when I was growing up in kindergarten, I had trouble seeing the board, and they sent me to an optometrist, and then the optometrist, dilated my pupils and stuff, and they saw that there was a blockage and stuff. So, um, long story short, they sent me to a neurologist, and I had a brain tumor. So if you see the scar, it's from here all the way across,
Oh,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
got that removed when I was 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you went under brain surgery at 6 years old.
hmm And I came out, and my head was wrapped up, and so was my teddy bears.
They wanted you to have a little companion.
Yeah, it was so cute.
So dealing with that at such a young age, did you understand like the concept of what was happening, or?
Not really, because it's like I didn't, it's you're a kid, you don't have a care in the world, and you're like, oh well, I'm just the way I am, and then you go to school, and it's like, how come everybody else can see that and I can't?
Right.
So, but like as far as doing art, it never really affected me, because I always like from like real young, I always had a pen and paper or markers or whatever in my hand to draw, and and my mom was always like super. My parents, they were both always super surprised with the amount of detail I could get, even though I couldn't see well.
So what was
So,
the percentage that you could see? Like, is it both eyes or just the one? Which eye was it? I'm sorry.
so it's mostly my left eye, but it's also my right eye a little bit. What had happened was the brain tumor like stretched the optic nerve, and so it's like the opposite of glaucoma, where the nerve endings are crunched together,
Uh-huh.
and that makes the like blurriness and stuff. So this is like it's pulled apart, and it's like basically I can see light and color now in it, but I never noticed any vision at all before.
Oh, okay.
Um,
So,
yeah,
so you were able, before it was removed, were you able to like see shapes and things or?
that's the thing I don't really remember,
Oh, okay.
because it was so young of an age.
Right.
Um,
So, when you were going and healing through all of this, um, what were the struggles that you think you faced when you noticed that you had a talent for art? What did you have any challenges or hurdles that you went through um, when you were either did well? First of all, actually, did you attend any type of art school when you were younger?
um, not really. Nothing outside of like the normal curriculum, everybody else goes through.
Oh, okay.
Um, but I always had a creative side, building Legos or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So,
Um,
did you have any once they did the operation after that, and you were back in school? Did you have to face any emotional hurdles? Um, starting back into your art, or even with your social circles?
um, Honestly, I felt like I was maybe even a little bit more popular because of it. You know what I mean? Like
Oh
everybody
yeah.
knows the blind guy in school, and like, cause I would get all these cool um like equipment stuff like for me to read better,
Oh,
and
okay.
other people were like, oh cool, but as far as emotional hurdles, like at some point you sort of still feel like an outcast.
Mm.
Um, like you're different and people look at you different because of it. Um, I think I had to deal with that a little bit, but maybe I was a little bit under the ignorance is bliss category.
Okay.
But hindsight is 2020.
Right. So you what did you do when you felt that kind of outcast feeling? How did you handle that?
Um, I I'm pretty strong in my faith, so like I believe in God,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe that I'm never really alone because He's with me all the time.
That's quite powerful. That's quite powerful and insightful as well.
Yeah.
Um, when so talking about that, did that help you kind of push through those emotions that you had of maybe not fitting in or not being the same as everybody
Yeah,
else?
and I mean, I still had friends, don't get me wrong, but like, they didn't really treat me different, but there were some people that did, and I mean, I do think my faith really helped me get through a lot of that, but um, yeah,
So you had a lot of support from your faith and your family as well.
yeah, my family's been a pretty big part of my life.
Okay. And could you kind of walk us through? I know that I've seen your artwork, and I think it's amazing what you do. And I urge our followers to look you up online, and you can maybe tell us about that a little bit later. But um, can you walk us through how you create your art, like from beginning to to the end of your painting? Like, does your vision bother you at times, or do you have to take breaks, or how do you go about that process?
Um, yeah, like a lot of times there are times I'll have to take a break, but um, to start with, I used to sketch in sketchbooks a lot more than I do now. Um, Anymore, if I have a painting idea that's just like stuck in my head that I have to get out, I'll pick up my iPad before anything else and get it out so that way I can get the colors, tuned in and everything on Procreate. And then I got the biggest possible iPad, the 13-inch one.
Mm-hmm.
And so then that way I can have that on the side when I'm painting as a reference too. But to be honest, um, I don't really paint off of a reference a whole lot. But a lot of times I'll go straight out of my imagination, or you know, maybe I'll have a reference and I'll just kind of loosely base my painting off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I should probably varnish my paintings, but I don't. Bad. But
I think a lot of us
um,
don't.
yeah, but um, lately I've been studying. Um, I would say since like 2021, I've been incorporating more um, depth into my pieces. So I'll actually almost make it, vision friendly, like vision impaired friendly, by adding like some texture in the very foreground, and then I'll use a palette knife to really get it on there thick, and then I'll have like this really smooth, soft background, so it like really pushes the depth in the painting too.
Oh,
And
okay.
and now I've included more like elements of light and high contrast and stuff like that. It's really like pushing me in a new direction now, and um, I've been painting for like 10 years, so it just takes time. It's like I told somebody at my show this past weekend, when they were looking at art and they were like, "I can't do that. I could never do that." I said, "You never know. With diamonds are made with time and pressure."
Yeah,
So
that is
I
correct.
think sometimes like the pressure actually of being a visually impaired artist kind of pushes me harder,
Mm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, it does. And it's interesting how you, like you said, you create your art almost textured so that those who are vision impaired could possibly feel it. Is that the purpose? So that they can
Yeah,
feel the.
and I really there was another person at my show that came this past weekend, and they were like telling their kid not to touch the art, and I was gonna be like, no, it's okay, they can touch it, but I was like, wait, but there's probably not other artists that will let them do that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So you have all this ability, it seems, to be able to have art shows, and when you're in those art shows, are you welcomed with just like any other artist in the art community there?
yeah, in fact, some of the I mean, at this point with that show specifically, I've been doing it for 4 years now, and they know me by name. Like the volunteers that put on the show, they know me by name, and they greet me and everything. Like, uh, but yeah, I even had I even had people. There was this couple that I had a conversation with, and they came up and they were like, "You're here." I'm like, "Of course I'm here."
So do you have a team that works with you, or is it just by yourself that you kind of set up and
So I had the support of my lovely family. My dad, who's now retired, had time to come and help me this time. So he and I took about 4.5 hours to set up for the whole weekend,
oh my
and
goodness.
then on Sunday of the weekend, my sister and her husband came along as well to help tear down, and it only took us like 45 minutes.
Oh wow.
So, but yeah, luckily, I have the support of my family, and I'm sure I'll have support of others as well in the future.
Yeah, so now that you mentioned that about your family, have you guys always had a close unit then? Do you think that
Yeah, I think that I'm kind of a little bit closer with them because I was reliant on them for so long,
hmm
and it's hard now because I'm more independent and kind of do things on my own. Um, so it's kind of hard for them to let go a little bit, but at the same time, I don't mean to say like let go, but um, more so kind of let me fly. Let me, you know,
kind of spread your wings a little?
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, because I think being held in the nest is kind of stifling,
hmm
and then um, I don't know. Some people can manage that as far as being, reliant on other people for their whole life, but I'm kind of at the point where I'm like I want to do things on my own a little bit and, fly or fall wherever I may land.
hmm
And but if I fall, I pick back up and I learn from it.
Well, you certainly seem like you have a positive outlook on everything. You seem quite
I
blessed
try.
also to have such a support system that they don't want to let you go. But
Right.
not too many people have that kind of support and or family unit that they can lean on if they need to.
Yeah. It is a blessing for sure.
Um, do you have a message that you could think of or share that you hope other blind or disabled people can take from your journey that you've had?
Absolutely. I mean, there are limitations, but at the same time, a lot of the limitations are just in your mind. So I really try to spread hope and encouragement to others, not just people with disabilities, but everybody.
Right. So it doesn't hold you back at all then. You're you're
I
not
try
afraid
not
of
to let it.
yeah, you're not afraid to try new things or anything like that or new techniques or anything.
Right.
Yeah. So, um with all that you've said today, um I personally for some reason I haven't had too much experience with anyone who's actually lost their vision or has had issues with their vision. So once they remove the tumor, um, now are you able to see fully, or or is there
Oh no,
still a...
the damage is irreversible, unfortunately. Like, so I did a little bit of research on it, and I think that maybe there's some stuff with stem cells now or whatever, but back then it was like if they don't remove the tumor before you're like 4 years old, um, then it's irreversible damage pretty much, and yeah, it's crazy.
So you're still not able to see out of your left eye.
It's gotten a little better over the years, but it's still like it's literally just light and color, like motion, and I don't even know it's there half the time, you know?
So you've gotten quite used to it then.
Mhm.
Mm, I see. And your right eye is perfectly fine, or did it affect that too?
It's not perfect, but it's not terrible. Like I can read, it's just small text gets me, and text is mostly what the problem is. It's like reading. And it sucks because I love to read. I love listening to audiobooks. I would love to read an actual book, but it's not really in the cards for me.
Yeah, that must be frustrating at times then, to just kind of go sit at like a bookstore or antique bookstore. And not that, I don't know if many people do that anymore. I don't know. I think a lot of people have geared themselves to audiobooks because they can do so much while they're
Multitasking.
listening. Yeah, multitasking. But I think
Yeah.
multitasking really isn't multitasking because you're only doing one thing at a time. You can't do 5 or 10 plus things at a time. You have to...
You have one cup of water. If you split it into 2 cups, it's still the same amount of water.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, Rick, I really appreciate the time that you've given us today and your insight on any of this and on all of this, I should say. Um, is there a place online where people can follow your artwork?
Yeah, I'm on the big three socials and Facebook. It's Blind Brush Art, and I believe TikTok is the same. And on Insta, it's just blind.brush.
Okay.
Or you
Hopefully...
can find those all on my website, blindbrush.art.
Oh, you have a website too. Okay. Well, that's
Yes.
helpful. That's helpful. Hopefully, you'll gain more followers through this humble podcast that I have going still. But I'm hopeful that you can gain some more followers. I know that you will be an inspiration to so many with your
Hope
story.
so.
And like I said, I really appreciate your time and your effort. And I wish you nothing but success with your art and your endeavors.
I
Um,
appreciate you too, and I wish you the best with your podcast.
oh, thank you so
And
much.
I hope you get all the followers you deserve.
Oh, thank you so much. You have an amazing day and keep creating and keep inspiring people as you have.
Will do.
Thank you. You have a great
Thank
day.
you. Yep.
Bye bye.
Bye, Dre. I don't know how to hang it up.
You can just end meeting, or there's a little door on the right
Oh,
hand
here we
corner.
go.
Yeah. That's okay.
Okay. See you, Dre.
See you later. Thanks again. Well, that was Rick, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed his inspiration for art, his inspiration for life in general, with his life challenge of being blind and being able to create so much artwork. And I hope that you give him a follow at his website and all the three major social media groups, which is Facebook, Instagram and TikTok at blinds. Well, I know that TikTok he mentioned blindsided brushwork. So I hope that you do follow him and give him the support that he deserves. As I know, I've seen his art and it is quite amazing. So I also want to thank all of our listeners who take the time out of their day to listen in, to watch, to give me feedback. Any comments that are certainly welcome. And I also would like to remind everyone that um, you do have your talents. We're all blessed with talents, whether it be speaking to people, art, um, being mechanics, being tech savvy, whatever the case may be. We do have all of our talents, and we ought not to spare those talents and just let them go to waste. We ought to share them with others so we can inspire people and inspire others who may be going through the same challenges that we are. Um, I'm grateful for my tech team that's behind us and our support team. I will name their first names. Our tech guy, who is Daniel, Mary, who has been a great supporter from the beginning, Quipo, which was also a guest on our show, and also Paul, who is a guest on our show. He's a great supporter as well and behind the scenes kind of person. And I'd also like to remind you, Daniel is also an author, and he has a book called The Wisdom Mentality. And this book here is it's about reprogramming your mind and reclaiming your life. It's kind of like a self-help positive thinking sort of book. It's it's not a very big read, but it's an easy, really simple, um, simplific, I guess, would say, to be able to understand what his point is to get across. And it just enriches your life, it enlightens it by kind of helping your brain to stop from the negative thoughts filling it to filling it with more positive thoughts. And it is actually on sale. You can reach him uh, at Daniel the Wisdom Mentality. It's on sale for a humble price of $15. So anybody who's interested in that and getting to know this author a little bit better, he will be eventually one of our guests once he has time and once we can get all of our technical issues um, sorted out. I know that right now we have a little bit of technical issues at the end of our podcast, but we hope that that does not shy you away. And again, if you would like to be a guest, or if you know someone that would benefit from being our guest, we share coping skills on mental health issues, on coping skills on special needs, chronic illnesses, any type of emotional support with life challenges, sobriety, grief, marital issues, divorce. Uh, we have a what we're trying to do is build a community where we can rely on one another for different coping skills, because a lot of us may not have the resources to find therapy on our own or to even afford it. Because I know these days and in these times, mental health has kind of taken a little bit of a back burner. And that saddens me actually, because I'm one of the lucky ones who has struggled with anxiety my entire life. And I am able to see um, a mental health specialist for that. And it has been helping me throughout the last maybe 5 to 6 years, I would say, probably longer, um, probably closer to 7 years now. And If you have any type of emotional support that you may need, you can reach out to us at braceyourmentalhealth@gmail.com, or you can find us on social media. TikTok will be braceyourself.podcast. IG is the same, braceyourself.podcast, as well as YouTube. And you can leave your comments down below. You can DM us directly on Instagram or TikTok, and we will be sure to get back to you within at least 24 to 48 hours. We will discuss your issue, and we will do a little meet and greet, and then we can see how we can work you into the podcast for you to be a guest.